Benchmark Podcast. I'm joined with
Brother Wolf here.
While we try to go ahead and use life experiences and critical thinking to find the way to make our lives a little bit better. And Brother Wolf has been bludgeoning me, and then a video recently came out by a channel I watch. Well, two channels I watch. So if you ever get the chance, Joshua Wiseman, YouTuber, young man, chef, he throws some recipes out there and shows you how to go ahead and make delicious, nutritious, hearty meals for a certain amount under a serving. Easy stuff, right? Fat man loves to eat. I watch the channel. Pro Home Cooks, which used to be Brother Green Eats. Mike is the guy who's in charge of that. He recently had a response video to Joshua Wiseman's video. So what am I talking about? Joshua Wiseman is a chef. He has done the work. He's been in kitchens for so long, and he's concerned that air fryers are nowhere near as good as the food that you can do with traditional techniques. However, I'm a big proponent of the idea that if a tool is there to help your life and you're not as well trained, then maybe this tool has a place in your tool kit. And Brother Wolf, he has utilized an air fryer multiple times. Give us some of your experiences.
So here's the funny thing, right? So there's an immense elephant in the room when it comes to this conversation, which is the fact that Brother Wolf is about to talk about something healthy. And if anybody knows Brother Wolf, they know that this may not exactly be in my general wheelhouse, you know?
That man's being quiet.
So there's this, but I have been known to dabble in the air fry level of expertise, you know, because this is something that for a person like me who has very little actual cooking skill, I can put something in an air fryer and woof, it'll actually get done, you know, because
So what is your signature dish with and without an air fryer?
So my signature dish without an air fryer is ramen noodles.
I hate your guts. I hate your guts. Oh, wait. Are they good ramen? How did you elevate them? Because ramen can be done multiple ways. People have gone to the store to buy ramen. Mm-hmm. How do you fix your ramen?
I put the seasoning.
You can't even say without laughing. You put the seasoning where? You put the seasoning where?
On top of the ramen noodle.
And then what do you do after that?
And then I put it in the microwave with some water.
Oh my Lord. All right.
And then after I put it in the microwave with the water, no. Most of the time, I try to be a little fancy, so I put some soy sauce in there in the water with the microwave and the noodles, and then I heat it up for a little amount of time, and then it comes out, and then the soy sauce kind of is flavored in there then at that point, so then I feel fancy. Then I want to drink it like with my pinky out. So that's the reason why. But yeah, that's my signature dish right there without the air fryer.
You use a microwave, you simple motherfucker. I didn't know that. Like, I would say, Rob, okay, cool, whatever. Microwave, no stovetop whatsoever.
You asked my signature dish. That's it.
I ran into that.
So my signature dish with the air fryer, though, is I can make some nice chicken tenders. I can make some, you know, I could make some what's it, chicken fingers. I can do fries. I can do fries that I can heat up from off of it. I've made hot sausage in there. I definitely, it increases my versatility as far as what I can do as far as cooking is concerned. If I use the air fryer, it's a lot easier than, or maybe it's not a lot easier. Maybe to me, it seems to be a lot easier and a lot less complicated.
So let me back up a second, because I know I'm simple, but why do you use the microwave instead of the stove? Because the stove gives you more options.
Well, are you talking about the ramen noodles?
You damn right I'm talking about the ramen noodles. Damn right I am.
Because a microwave is faster normally. Also, there's less chances for you to mess it up. There's less chances for you, in my mind, there's less chances for you to burn it. So that's the reason why.
If you the kind of motherfucker that burns ramen noodles,
I'm just saying, I have never burned ramen noodles before, but I don't want to be the simple motherfucker that finds out.
I hate your guts. Oh my.
So, like I said,
However, I got to take my L. Yes, I have burned ramen noodles because I got distracted by the front door, walked away, and the next thing you know, I've got smoke all in the kitchen. So yeah, I can get that. I'll give you that one.
so yeah, that's the thing. Plus, like I said, something I have done is I have made my signature ramen noodle dish, and I've also made the sausage in the air fryer in order to go ahead and put that stuff together. And it made my signature dish a lot better. So that's the reason why. So besides that, also the one great thing about that is with the air fryer as opposed to regular cooking, and my brother will agree with this. This is the reason why it is so key. Is the fact that you can use less oil. Oil, if you use too much oil, it could not be as healthy of a meal. Whereas if you use less oil from an air fryer.
Okay, I'm fine with that. So let's break down what we know so far. The air fryer is a tool. It's not that big. It's about coffee maker size. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'd say that's
Coffee maker size helps you go ahead and cook. What's the speed difference in? You said you'd cook some chicken tenders. What's the speed difference?
Oh, it's a lot faster in the air fryer than it is off of like a stove or something like that.
Do you ever have to worry about it being like undercooked? I mean, chicken is not something you want to consume tartar, quote unquote.
Right.
So,
Typically the recipes are listed on the box or in the or actually in the recipe book to say, okay, this is how long you need to have this on for, and you follow those recipes, and you're not going to undercook it. I've never known for a person to say, "Hey, I undercooked something in the air fryer." Now that doesn't mean that it hasn't happened, but I haven't heard it happen. You know.
fair enough. Well, also, are you willing to admit that you fucked up with the device that's supposed to make life easier?
This is true.
Probably not. You know what I mean?
This is true. Yes.
So we've got a device that's about the size of a coffee maker that can make a meal or a component of a meal. Which one? Because it sounds like if it's not portion sized automatically, like wings or nuggets or shrimp, something like that, it's not as effective of a tool. Like, could it cook a pork chop, for example?
Yes. It could cook
You
a
say
pork
that
chop.
with too much intensity.
Because I know that for a fact. It could cook a pork chop. It could cook a steak. It could cook any of these items. I happen to know that for a fact.
So let's do the American thing. Burgers and hot dogs. You can cook those in the air fryer?
Yes, you can cook those in the air fryer.
You've done it?
Yes.
And satisfied?
Yes. It has been, and for a person like me to be able to do that kind of stuff and have it have a satisfactory result is huge. You know.
So here's another question too. Kids, and I know some of your kids are very discerning with their palate,
but they use the air fryer, so that's the one thing.
And I mean, I knew this already, but I've got to speak it for the podcast audience. But how do you know the brand of your air fryer?
The Power XL, I believe it is. It's available from Walmart. It costs nothing but like $70, you know, at the most expensive.
So you got a tool that's under 100 that makes life easier. I'm debating whether I should get one because I'm kind of running, because I've got the crock pot, I've got the steamer, I've got I'm kind of running out of room. But this is one of those things where if it'll change, it's a game changer for my life, I'll do it. So is the $70 worth it, or should I wait till Black Friday? Is there a new version I should get? Like, Where do you stand? Why?
Well,
Why?
they recently actually came out with a new version with a lot more, I should say, bells and whistle buttons on it. That they have a version now that when you click on, like, it'll have a picture of poultry.
Okay.
You click on that, and it'll go ahead and give you several different poultry options, and you select whichever one off of there. You don't even have to put in the time anymore. My version, you just put in the time, and that's it, and it automatically will give you an alarm when it's done, when it's finished frying.
So, as someone who is ignorant in the game of the air fryer, please inform me how to use the air fryer. Like, is there a drawer? Is there a dish? Is there a slot? Is there a is it 3-prong? Is it 2-prong? Like,
Right.
give me the breakdown.
So what happens is it's basically this drawer that you slide out. That's like I'm trying to think of, like,
chamber.
yeah, like a chamber or something like that in it. And what happens is you put your food in that chamber, and then you would use. Now here's the interesting thing. Some of these dishes that I'm talking about, you don't need oil in order to use them on if you use the air fryer.
So let's go back to steak, because I think that's a tried and true. It's a classic. Everybody says you need to do this, that, or it's going to have butter or oil in the recipe. You don't need it, or it enhances it, or
It enhances it. That's what I was gonna say. And they actually mention this on the air fryer is the oil. Depending on how much oil you use, that enhances the flavor of it. But at the same point in time, if you're trying to use it to be healthy, then there are other things you can do to enhance the flavor. Like you can put the seasoning on it before you put it in order to go ahead and do that instead of using the oil, which, yes, it enhances the flavor to it, but also, that takes it a track further down the unhealthy route. So
wait, what oils are there any sorts of limitations on the oil that can be used? Can you use avocado oil? Can you use olive oil? Can you use vegetable oil? So forth and so, like, is there?
Yes, you can use any version of oil that you normally could use inside of a stove. You can use, and also they recommend you use a lot less of it than you would. Matter of fact, they say all it takes for most recipes is a dab of oil in order to go ahead. A dab. Yes, a dab. And it's not much oil at all. I do know that my kids, they like to use a much larger amount of oil than is necessary because of the flavoring. That's how they are. But I do happen to know that you don't have to use that much. To tell you the truth, we have a big bottle of canola oil that we have, that while we're using the air fryer, we go through. That canola oil could probably last us like 6 months.
What?
Yeah, like, it's ridiculous.
But you have kids.
I know, and they use it all like that. But like I said, the thing is, with the air fryer, you don't need that much oil.
I remember living with my mom, and it'd be me and her, and my turn to cook dinner, her turn to cook dinner, whatever. But we'd go through the standard size, not the big unnecessary one,
Right.
but the standard size. We go through that in less than a month, maybe 2.5, 3 weeks, depending on how much frying we did.
Right, and that's normal, and we ran into the same predicament with my family and my size family. We used to go through all like that. But when we started using the air fryer, that cost went tremendously now, tremendously.
So, next question: how much of a draw does this use? Does it use more electricity than an electric stove, than a microwave, or is it just another easy appliance?
Because of the time frame, like, let's say to cook some frozen chicken wings, let's say in a normal stove would take you about how long, sir?
You said wings, right?
Uh-huh.
A stove? Let's say under 15 minutes. It depends on defrosting and all that kind of stuff, but it depends, on that. But I would say 15 to 30 minutes, depending on when you took them out the freezer.
For the air fryer, 7 to 10.
Even if they're frozen?
Even from frozen, it's 7 to 10.
Okay, you were starting to make me a convert. I'm starting to dance in the pews.
Like it definitely. I mean, I think it's one of the reasons why the kids like it. Like they said, sometimes they don't want to wait for mom to finish. Putting all the seasoning, all the fixings on it,
All the pasta and
all the putting everything together. It like, well, what do we got that we could put in the air fryer? And like, well, this. They're like, cool, I'll do it. And my kids do not like to cook. That's the
They
thing.
sound like you.
Oh, I don't mind cooking. It just won't taste great. I love my cooking.
Column A, column B.
But as I was saying, they definitely enjoy the speed as an aspect of it. They don't even get the health part of it, but it's true that most people will admit that air fryer cooking food is a lot healthier than it would be from off of a normal stove because you over oil on a stove.
So here's the next question for you. Depending if you're using the oven part of the stove, you're going ahead and it's a convection oven. How do you know how an air fryer works, or this is one of those you tell everybody to go to Wikipedia because I don't know how to do it?
The funny thing is that I do happen to know from off of looking at the design and the diagrams of the air fryer that we have that it is a similar thing to a small convection oven. The airflow goes in from all sides of it, and it pushes in towards the middle. There are holes in the bottom in order to allow the hot air in to convect into the air fryer.
So I'm thinking about as well, a typical I want to be healthy Americanized dish would be salmon fillet. Hey, do you do fish in it as well?
Absolutely.
I bet you do catfish though, don't you?
Salmon.
Okay, fair enough. It's one of those like I'm trying to figure out what size do I need as a single man, what price should I or should I not pay, how many bells and whistles do I need, is the newer version worth it, all that. I mean, I am not the convert yet. You're the convert. So what would be the best option you think for me as a single man who is typically on the go?
I mean, you could get the baseline, and here's another plus thing is, let's say, God forbid, if another situation happens where we're on the move and moving around and everything like that, like normally.
What do you mean moving around? I don't understand.
Like if an evacuation happens,
or something
like that. I didn't want to say the word too far out loud, but if something like that were to happen, it's very easy for you to grab that air fryer, stick it in wherever you're going, and you would have access to hot food no matter where you're at, as long as you can have a plug to put it in, basically.
So what you're saying is you could go ahead and rent an Airbnb or one of those weekly motel places, and you'll have food because all you have to do is grab the air fryer.
Right.
Okay.
And that's a game changer to me. And it's a lot better than trying to pick up your stove and bring it with you wherever you're going.
No shit. Yeah. All right. So it's portable because it's typical. Well, I know there are ones that are more standalone, like it's built into the oven or whatnot, or it can be an appliance countertop item. I'm referring to the countertop item.
Yeah, me too. You're like you said, there are ones that are part of another item, but yes, I'm referring to the countertop ones.
All right. So, and you said you paid $70. How long have you had your air fryer?
It's going on about 2 years now.
So 2 years. So how much? What's the? Because I'm gonna press the buttons right now and look it up. I'm gonna go to the Amazon because Jeff Bezos is my lord, not Elon Musk. What's the name of the
Power XL? Type in Power XL.
See, when I hear Power, I'm thinking 50 Cent.
I understand. We have people at my job that have been talking about that show for God knows. Mary J. Blige is on that, and she is just killing people left and right. Just saying. My brother is quiet. He looked at me like.
What's the 411? All right, so Power XL. There's a few sizes and what's the word I'm looking for? Sizes and buttons. You know what I mean? The Power XL Air Fryer QT Max Classic is $119.99.
Mhm.
The Power Air Fryer XL 5.3 quart is $94.40. But I don't see just a regular Power Air Fryer.
Like I said, you may have to. I don't know why you haven't found it on there. It might be on.
There's so many different variants of it.
Right. But
So here's a better question for you. I am a guy who has a toaster oven right now.
Mhm.
Would this supplement the toaster oven or subvert the toaster oven?
I think you would be able to use it to subvert the toaster oven if you wanted to.
So I'm just having one item right now.
Yeah.
Jeez. Could I make my Pop-Tart in the air fryer? My one single ass Pop-Tart?
The funny thing is, yes, you probably would be able to, but you would only be able to put it on for like a minute before it would be done.
And I bet you I'm gonna try. So, I guess the question is this: I don't think I'm ready to spend $100 on that. I've got too much quality cookware that I use. Like I've got some cast iron, I've got some Dutch ovens, I've got this, that, and the third. I'm not sold on it yet, but for the right price, I theoretically could be. I mean, Ted DiBiase said it best: everybody's got a price.
Yeah, I'll put it to you like this. Even though I had misconceptions about this because, you know, my wife is one of those women that sat up there and said, hey, you know, you could get an appliance for me for Christmas and everything like that. And I'm like,
I wish you would see Brother Wolf's face.
I looked at her like,
the bullshit quotient is high.
So she said that for like 3 years in a row where I got her other stuff. And she was like, she kept saying it. So I said, okay, I'm going to give this a try and see what happens. And that year I bought her the air fryer. And she was extremely happy with that present. So I was surprised. I was ready that I probably would have to shell out more money. I was thinking because she wasn't going to be happy with it. But she was very happy with it. Thrilled. Yeah.
I know his wife. I don't agree with what you're saying out loud to me.
But it true story is what happened. Knock on wood. I ain't lying.
I'm not gonna say nothing out of the box, but I'll say this: the results seem to be speaking for itself.
Right.
So,
It's been one appliance besides the stove and a stove, refrigerator, washer and dryer. It is the next most used item in the house.
appliance, you mean?
Yeah.
So you use it's used more than the microwave?
Curiously enough, I think I at very least it would be close.
Okay, I'm about to say you just throw some stuff in, yeah.
Right.
So if you could go back in time, would you have bought the air fryer earlier?
Yes.
That was a little too quick, so that's definitive.
Yeah.
So I've heard nothing but positives. You're telling me there's nothing negative about this device whatsoever?
Having to pay apparently $95 for it, or like you saw on Amazon, but I know I've seen it for cheaper at Walmart.
So should I? If like I said, I'm tiptoeing the line right now. I'm Johnny Cash right now. I'm walking the line. Should I buy it now because it will be that much more useful to my life? I'm looking at you when you said that. Should
like I said, knowing what I know now, I realized that I probably should have gotten it a lot sooner. But my brother, you may want to wait until Black Friday if you can only find the lowest price one at $95, because I can guarantee you they'll be closer to the $60 to $50 range on Black Friday.
But here's the funny part: I could go ahead and make some sacrifices and not do this, that, or the third. Buy the item, and then the benefit it gets me from speed or health might be worth it.
Yeah.
And we haven't gone over it.
It will be worth it. Not might be. It will be worth it.
Oh, okay. What I was trying to say, though, was for some of my New Year's resolutions, one was to lose weight. Would this help me with that?
I'm pretty sure it would.
So I can put my lettuce in the air fryer.
Why would you want fried lettuce? Nah. I walked into that one.
Clean walked into that one. But yeah, so, I mean, what I'll do is I should have maybe a little bit of money coming up soon. I'll go ahead and see if I can find one. I'll go ahead and converse with you, and we can revisit this topic later. But I guess I'm getting an air fryer sooner than I realized.
There you go. And by the way, Power XL did not pay for this. This is not a paid advertisement.
But if you want to sponsor,
if you want to sponsor the Benchmark Podcast, please contact us at therealbenchmarkpodcast@gmail.com.
For two reasons. One, you could give me an air fryer and I could try your product out. And then two, if it works, bro. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
So with that being said, I guess it's closing time, brother.
I didn't make dinner yet. I don't have an air fryer too. But yeah, man, I know there's a conversation we could have had off podcast, but this is one of those I think it would have been useful for other people as well.
I think so. I think a lot of people would be surprised by it.
Fair enough. So, with that said, thank you very much. This is Y&D Collins joined with
Brother Wolf there.
And hopefully we took this evidence and this information, and hopefully you can make a decision to better your life.
Thank you for listening to the Benchmark Podcast, a product of Benchmark Media, LLC, where we always attempt to establish a positive benchmark. We would like to remind everyone that the views and opinions expressed are strictly the views and opinions of each individual, and those views do not reflect the stance of Benchmark Media. Any opinion stated is not to be construed as professional advice or help. Please contact a professional for any help you may require. We would like to thank all of our guests for today and also for contributions of our listening family. Remember to contact us at therealbenchmarkpodcast@gmail.com or www.therealbenchmarkpodcast.com. Or you can follow us on social media, Facebook, or Instagram. And if you'd like to be a friend of the show, you can donate to us on our PayPal.
You can give me a drink.
All rights reserved by Benchmark Media, LLC.